Scottish food is famous for a few things. We all know whiskey, and you've probably heard of haggis, but Scotland is more than that. There's sweet treats and savory pies and carbonated beverages and soups that warm on a cold and rainy day. We tried haggis with neeps and tatties, a Scotch pie, a Scotch egg, and something called Irn Bru that everyone swears by. We learned about whiskey and fish and chips are best enjoyed outdoors by the sea, and that Scottish food tells a story of the people and the environment that make it. Hey, I'm Chris, and this is Sarah, and that's Kramer over there, and we're eating our way through Scotland, one bite at a time. From little corner bakeries to busy pubs, from the dishes everyone recommends to the ones we didn't even know existed, we're tasting as much as we can and figuring out if the food and drink scene here in Scotland is worth a trip on their own. And without further ado, let's eat. Oh, and one more thing. Thanks to Going for partnering with us on this video, and we'll tell you more about them here in a minute. We're starting this video off right with breakfast, and you can't start without a full Scottish breakfast.
Well, Chris is doing the full Scottish breakfast. I'm actually doing porridge.
Please, sir. I want some more.
What?
Traditionally, porridge in Scotland is just porridge with salt on it. So kind of savory, very plain, very economical. And if you're not familiar, porridge is actually in America known as oatmeal. Because when we make porridge, we usually just use oats. But it can actually be just about any sort of grain. It can be barley, oats, I think I saw wheat, so it can be whatever grain they have on hand. I'm not sure what kind this is since we're in Scotland. Maybe barley, since barley is grown here a lot. Maybe it's wheat or oats. I'm really not sure. Maybe somebody can tell me. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell when it's already in the boiled state. So when the porridge is boiled, it can be boiled in either water or milk. This looks pretty creamy, so I'm gonna guess it was probably milk. Now we're gonna give it a go. Oh, I've got a bee in there. He wants his honey back. Go. Shoo, 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 shoo. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, he's drowning in honey. There's worse ways to go.
Oh, he flew away.
Oh, he flew away. Okay. That's such a lie. He's sitting mangled on the side of my plate. Okay. So, we're going to give this a try now. Very creamy oatmeal. Those are some very thick and creamy oats. And they're very sweet. Maybe I should have gone with just the salt. This is really sweet. My bananas are sweet enough and then put a lot of honey in it. I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. I like oatmeal back home. I usually do fruit and a little bit of honey too when I'm at home. Or sometimes almond butter or something, but this is pretty good. When we travel and we try different foods around the world, it's kind of interesting because it feels like the foods reflect the climate of where they're at, which I guess makes sense. But for Scotland, it's really rainy, it's really cold, so I would think you want something warm, you want something hearty, you want something that's going to sit with you all day through the cold weather no matter what you're doing. This would do the trick. And at night, they go with the whiskey. You know, I understand Scottish food.
I got the traditional Scottish breakfast, and you can get this anywhere. Most restaurants, most hotels, they will serve something like this. On the plate we have a poached egg, we had squared sausage, we have blood pudding, we have another sausage, we have beans, we have tomato, and then we have bread. Can't go wrong with bread. And buried underneath the toast is a tatty scone. It's basically like a potato scone, right? It's actually pretty good.
Never had one of these. I've heard about them. Anything fried is a win.
This right here, this is blood pudding. And as Americans, you know, you hear about this, you know, they put blood within the sausage. And sometimes we can make a face about this, and that's really rude. You shouldn't do that because you're missing out. Yes, the name blood pudding doesn't sound that appetizing. It is though. They serve this in the UK, they serve this in France and Spain. Slight variations of this. Oatmeal or barley mixed with the animal blood and sausage. It's really, really tasty. When you're coming here, get the full Scottish breakfast. You can mix and match, and yeah, there's a lot of meat, there is some egg and beans on here, but it's just a really good helping of what kind of a good breakfast looks like. Very filling. You'll be full for a good portion of the day. Get this.
We get asked all the time how we afford trips like this, where we are seeing all of Scotland and we are eating our way through the country to everything from hot toffee pudding to haggis and beyond. And the planning begins months in advance before we even get to Scotland. For years, we have used Going. If you're not familiar with Going, Going is a service that tracks flights and deals all around the world. All you have to do is put in your home airport and where you're hoping to go, and they will notify you as soon as a good flight deal comes available. They can notify you via email, or they can notify you via their app with a notification if you have that enabled. It's super easy. It's how we've been able to save hundreds or thousands of dollars on flying around the world for all these kinds of trips. All you have to do is put in your home airport. We actually chose multiple home airports because we have several big airports within a couple hour radius of us. And then you click where you'd like to go. And you can leave it open-ended and just say, just notify me of good deals. Or you can say, I want to be notified of specific destinations. Say, I want to fly to Edinburgh, Scotland. Well, as soon as a good flight deal comes available, one that they think is worth mentioning, usually that's for 25% off or more. We've seen some incredible deals out there to Scotland and beyond for, as much as 70, 80% off the original price. As soon as a flight deal comes available, they will notify you via the app or via the email, or both.
One of the things I love about Going is they don't require a credit card to try out their service. All it costs you is an email address. Type in your email address and start getting deals right now. So when we first signed up for Going, it was their free plan. They'll start sending you domestic flights. And then we upgraded to the premium plan, which unlocks all the international deals for you. All you have to do is sign up, click the link down below or the QR code on the screen. Let's just get back to eating. For our next Scottish experience, you have hyped this up. Technically, it's not Scottish, but they're everywhere. Welcome to Gregg's. I'll be honest, right off the bat, I can tell why everybody suggested going to Gregg's for one sausage roll, a Scotch pie, and a medium coffee. That was £4. Incredibly inexpensive. They were actually pretty fast. All right, let's dive in.
Today is a very big day for us. It is the first time that we are trying Gregg's. So Gregg's is not just Scottish. It is from the UK. It's actually from England originally, but they are all over the UK. In fact, we read that they wanted to have 3,000 locations in the UK by the end of this year, which is nuts. Like, you're never far from a Gregg's. So today we are trying two different things. First up is a Scotch pie. Kramer wants it. Okay, so traditionally Scotch pie is mutton, but apparently nowadays they also make it with beef. What makes this different than a lot of pies, from what I was reading, is that the crust is what they call a hot water crust. It's not like a flaky pastry, but it's actually a crust. So that's how you get like this perfect molded round shape. And they're very portable. So like a lot of foods like pasties, they could easily be taken to work, especially with the working class. They're really popular. But I did read that when they first came about 500 years ago, the Church of Scotland actually thought they were a little bit too extravagant. So they kind of pushed back on them, but then their affordability and popularity sort of went out, and people were like, you know what, we'll keep them around. But I thought that it's funny that this onion, meat, and spices pie was too extravagant. So we're gonna give this a go. It's good. It's your basic meat pie. The crust is different. It is more like a pie crust. This is like the kind of crust I'm used to, like on the American apple pie. I actually kind of prefer this kind of crust to the flaky stuff for pastries. Personal preference, I guess that's what I grew up with. So what makes Gregg's really special? Apparently, like, this is a beloved chain in the UK. Kramer, you're a little close for my taste. Kramer is all about the meat pie happening right now. Gregg's is very cheap. And I don't like to use that word because I know price can be, a varying thing around the world. So just to call something cheap in one country can be insulting. But Gregg's is famous for its price. We got one Scotch pie, one sausage roll, and one coffee, and it came to £4. That is crazy. What is the sausage roll? It's like £1.30. You can't, that's like that's like $2, $2 US. You can't get something like that very often anymore, not in 2025. So, Gregg's, you won us over with your prices. It's probably for the best. We didn't discover these cheap pastries until right before we left, right? Otherwise we'd be here a lot. Yeah, okay. Gregg's, we get you. Britton, tell us your favorite thing to get at a Gregg's. What is your go-to order? Say you go, I guess it's kind of like a Dunkin' Donuts in New England or something, where you just go, you always have like your coffee and your donut, your coffee and your bagel. I'm not a big Dunkin' fan, but I understand the concept of always having your consistent order. Oh, maybe it's probably Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons. Canadians, maybe you can tell us. All right.
All right. Whoa. I don't want to joke Kramer, but... So if you watched our London video, you know that we ate a sausage roll that was gigantic. And one of the top comments that we got was like, just go to Gregg's. It's probably better and cheaper than what you got at that market. So this is a sausage roll. They have them all over Scotland, all over the UK. It's hard to mess this up. So let's see how Gregg's performs. I mean, honestly, it's pretty good.
That crust looks nice.
The crust is really flaky.
Nice glaze to it.
It's nice, fast. I mean, look at that. The meat...
It's driving him crazy, Chris.
The meat to bread, the meat to pastry ratio, because we heard you that this is pastry, not bread. The meat to pastry ratio in a Gregg's sausage roll is delightful. This is what we're talking about. We don't want some huge honking thing of meat in there. We want it proportioned correctly. And this, Gregg's, I think I'm a fan. This is kind of their version of Buc-ee's. This is it.
And to our new British friends or anyone else in the world who's not American and you don't know what Buc-ee's is, it is America's new favorite gas station meets store meets...
Think if Cracker Barrel and Walmart had a baby with a gas station.
That doesn't mean anything to them either because they don't have Cracker Barrel or Walmart here.
Yeah.
It's known for having really good food at a gas station. All right. Can I try that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So today we are in Glasgow and we were looking for lunch. It's actually more like 2:30 and we haven't really eaten all day, so we're very hungry. Why is that like a constant theme in our videos? We don't go do a food tour until we haven't eaten all day. I don't know why. But we're in Glasgow, and Glasgow is so underrated from what I can tell. But while we're here and we're walking about, we are stopping at Rab Ha's. Is that how you say it? We'll put it on the screen. Please go easy on us on pronunciations because I know that we will say it wrong, try as we might. But we're going to do as many of the traditional Scottish foods that we have seen on multiple lists of like things you've got to try when you're in Scotland. So today we're after haggis and Cullen skink, Neeps and tatties, beer, and hot toffee pudding. So to start out, we're doing beers. I got the Tennant's Lager, and then Chris got the Joller by Fine Ales. So his is an ale, mine's a lager. I haven't actually tried it yet. All right, I have a moment of confession. While I enjoy beer, I will always gravitate towards an IPA. Therefore, when it comes to other beers, I don't have as refined of a palate because I pretty much just like rank beers based on like hoppiness and fruitiness, and it's all in relation to like a good IPA. Like I love a really bright and fruity IPA. This is a nice lager though, I can tell that. It tastes very Scotland. Something else to note about beer in Scotland is Brewdog, which there's actually a location right across the street. It's from Scotland, and you've probably seen Brewdog tap rooms or in your grocery store all around the world. Their IPA, when we were doing the Pan American Highway through Central America, finding an IPA was very hard, but consistently. There was one single IPA that we could find in El Salvador, in Panama, in Mexico, wherever we were, there was always this one IPA, and it was Elvis Juice from Brewdog. So that has become one of our favorite IPAs, and it's just across the street. We're not going to go there today just because we're already getting a beer, and it's only 2:30 in the afternoon. We're justifying this because we've already worked out for the day, and it's a surprisingly warm day here in Scotland. If you're here in Scotland, it is worth trying Brewdog if you want a great IPA. So our food came out very quickly, but I got the Cullen skink. I could eat soup all the time, which I know is kind of weird, but I really like soup. And Cullen skink is sort of like a fish chowder, but it's very traditionally Scottish. We actually had a Scottish person teach us a little bit about like the tradition of Cullen skink, and it's a very simple dish that was created out of essentially like what was available. It has a smoked haddock. Now they just use, I guess, any sort of haddock, but traditionally smoked haddock was what we used. And then potatoes and onions. So it was created out of things that the Scottish people had on hand. You know, back in the day when they had famines and all sorts of things, they didn't have the same ingredients that England did. You know, the history there's a little bit tense, and they created what they had. They created this out of the ingredients that they had on hand, things that grew here. So onions, potatoes, and then obviously great fish. So that is sort of a brief history of Cullen skink according to a Scottish man that we met and decided to teach it to us. And then Chris got the haggis. And if you've never had haggis, you have to get it when you're in Scotland because it truly is delicious. I remember trying it for the first time and I kind of thought, it's like Scottish meatloaf. Scottish people, do not come at me for that, please. That was my very young self thinking, how can I equate this to something that we have in the States? And meatloaf was the first thing that came to mind. But it is delicious and it's full of flavor. A lot of tourists kind of give that like face because it doesn't sound like something that we're going to eat in the US. It is really good. Do not make that face. Enjoy it. Just go for the flavor because it is super flavorful. Haggis is a savory pudding traditionally made with sheep's heart, liver, and lungs, also known as the plug, minced and mixed with onion, oatmeal, soot, and spices. And then it's encased in the sheep's stomach and boiled. So it's sort of, again, that mentality of countries that, you know, they use what they have and you sort of use every piece of the buffalo kind of thing is how we say it in the States. But it's the same idea of like, you don't want anything to go to waste. And obviously sheep are abundant here. They are going to use every part of that sheep that they can and make a really delicious dish out of it. Thus you have haggis. With the haggis, Chris got sides of neeps and tatties, and neeps are mashed rutabaga. It looks like mashed sweet potatoes, but it's mashed rutabaga. And then tatties are mashed potatoes. And then the waitress recommended that he get it with the whisky sauce. What is whisky sauce? We need to look that up. Kind of smells like hollandaise sauce. Let's dig in. I'm hungry. It is exactly what we thought it would be. It is smoked, very smoky, fish chowder, but with that potato taste to it. So it's got that smoky flavor of the fish, the haddock, and then it's got a cream base, and it's got the nice onions that you can put some onion pieces on top of it. And then there's the texture of the potato, so it's kind of like potato soup with essence of fish, or fish soup with a little potato in it. It is really good. Like I said earlier, so many of the Scottish foods and other foods around the world, you can tell like they were made for the environment in which the people were living. So this, imagine working on a farm in the Highlands, or I guess along the coast if it's haddock, so it's probably the people who live along the coast more, but working in the cold rain all day and then coming in and having a bowl of that. Perfect.
First up, mashed potatoes.
You're seriously starting with mashed potatoes?
That was disgusting. You always have to start with mashed potatoes. Oh, interesting. So that sauce actually adds some sweet flavor to the mashed potatoes. All right, let's go to the haggis. Oh, that's good. I had to take a moment to figure out what this really tastes like, this haggis. And it's like a meaty, peppery stuffing. You know, stuffing at Thanksgiving back in the States, or what else do they call stuffing? It's like stuffing or dressing. It tastes like, it has the same texture as that. It's got a little kick, not bad. It tastes like comfort food. This entire plate tastes like Thanksgiving to me. That's what this tastes like. And if they have this every day's a good day. It for real, it tastes like Thanksgiving, which is good.
Hot toffee pudding, also known as sticky toffee pudding, might just be one of the greatest inventions that's ever existed in all of history. I don't know where I was going with that, but it is truly delicious. It's a hot toffee pudding. We're putting it in this video because it is very British. There is debate about exactly where it came from, but we have seen it a lot in Scotland. We have eaten it a few times in Scotland. Every time we see it, we want to eat it, actually. So there is one hotel in Scotland around the Aberdeen area that is called the Undi Hotel, and I read that they were the ones who claimed that they first invented hot toffee pudding. I'm sure there's other places in England that want to claim that they were first, but we're gonna go with Scotland because it's another excuse. This video and filming a food tour of Scotland is the perfect chance to try more hot toffee pudding. Because we leave here in a couple of days and I wanted one more slice of it. Like, we really needed that. What it is, the cake is actually made with, it's like a sponge cake, but it's made with dates. So it has this subtle sweetness to it. And then the sauce is a toffee sauce. So you can taste a lot of brown sugar and butter. And then it's usually served with a scoop of vanilla ice cream or custard. But this is vanilla ice cream. And oh my goodness, the second the ice cream starts melting in the toffee sauce, and we're just gonna go for it. It just melts in your mouth. It is such a, I know people hate this word, don't hate me for it, moist. It is a sticky cake. It is moist and sticky. And just, you put that toffee sauce on it and a little ice cream, and just like clumps together in this one perfect ball of delicious mush in your mouth. That was not appetizing sounding, was it? I promise you it's good. Just get it. Dare eat more than your half. The camera was off. I told Chris, I said, it's your turn to react to it on camera, but don't eat too much. I will fight you if you start to take more than your half of the toffee cake. Don't you cross that line. It's so good.
It has a dark flavor to it, and then the ice cream, the vanilla, actually lightens it up just a little bit. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It just means it's good, and I understand why Sarah wants to fight me. We should probably order another one.
Kramer's nose was going crazy for the haggis earlier. You didn't share any with him, did you?
Tell the people that he just got a haircut.
He just got a haircut. He went from like squishy, puppy, cuddly Kramer, a little dirty, but cuddly Kramer, to slightly high maintenance looking Kramer. I still love him. He just looks so different. The many faces of Kramer.
One final thing, watch out for the lightning. So the first part of any good whiskey experience is talking a little bit about how we actually make our whiskey. And what you need to be aware about is that in the case of single malt whiskey in Scotland, yellower colour to your whiskey, that would indicate more of a bourbon cask influence coming through. More amber the colour, more of the sherry cask influence there is in the whiskey. So different flavours as a result. Step 2, please get your glass and give it a very good swirl, like I'm doing. As well as that, we'll raise a toast. In Scotland, when we drink whiskey, we tend not to say cheers though we're drinking a pint of beer. When we drink whiskey, we tend to use the Gaelic expression. And owing to the fact so much of this stuff's heritage comes from the Highlands of Scotland, such as the word whiskey itself. And here's the expression for you. Slanja va. Slanja, health. Va, good. It's that simple. Just good health, like in so many other languages. Raise your glasses after me. Slanja va.
Slanja va.
Take a sip to your whiskey profile as well. So hopefully you're saving the words.
It's really good. So this room, this what used to be one man's collection of whiskeys, which is crazy. He sold it off years ago for an undisclosed amount. I cannot imagine how many, probably millions of dollars this is worth. But it's incredible. So some of these, they have their two oldest bottles side by side right here. One's from 1897 and the other one's from 1904. That's an old whiskey. There's two different parts of the tasting in this tour. So the first part, we tasted, Chris tried the blended whiskey, and I did one from Campbellstown. It's good. It's very smoky. It's vanilla-y, yeah. Alright, so we just wrapped up the gold tour at the Scotch Whiskey Experience here in Edinburgh, which is right next to the castle. It was a lot of fun. So if you've been around for a while, you may have remembered us back in December of 2024, so around Christmas time, we did a tour of a couple different distilleries in Kentucky. So like bourbon whiskey. Chris is actually from Kentucky. He grew up right in the heart of bourbon land, and we finally went to Maker's Mark, Buffalo Trace. We learned a little bit during those tours. Like, we're not huge whiskey people, but we do enjoy the taste of it every now and then. And so we did that, sort of dipped our toes in, and then today we're like, you know what? We're in Scotland. We're about to go be surrounded by all these different distilleries. We might as well learn about what we're going to be passing by. So if we want to do a distillery tour in these different regions, we sort of know what to expect, and we know a little bit about it. So we did the Scotch Whiskey Experience here in Edinburgh, and it was a lot of fun. It took about an hour and 15 minutes. We did a few different tastings. Each of the different whiskeys was from a different region. Scotland, there's like the Highlands, the Lowlands, Islay, which is an island, Speyside, and then Campbellstown. I think those are the 5. But it was really fascinating. It was really fun, even for people like us who maybe are like super novice. It was still fun to learn about it. Like I'd say it's a great entry point. Now, if you're like a pro Scotch whiskey kind of person, maybe a little bit beneath you. But for the average person like myself, it's a great experience.
We did the gold tour here, and it was very well done. I mean, the guide was speaking, and then the videos were going off at the same time. Everything was timed. Like me, from the production standpoint, watching the screens and everything, I was really impressed. So if you're looking for like a really immersive, really professional tour and like history tour of this, I would recommend this. It was very interesting, very well done. Plus, you get to do the whole tasting, and it's an experience. I think we want to hit up some of the distilleries around Scotland, whether it's in the Highlands or in the Islands. I highly recommend this tour. It's very well done.
So Scotch whiskey. I was under the impression before that all Scotch whiskey was smoky. That was my completely uneducated understanding. That really is more from one region. And so doing a tour, we were allowed to learn about the Scotch whiskeys from different regions. And so as we traveled through Scotland and we passed a distillery, specifically we really like the smoky ones from Islay, and then also we really like the ones from Speyside. That's further north. There's like apparently 30% of the distilleries in all of Scotland are in this one tiny little area for a reason. So those are the 2 regions that stood out the most to us, just from our tasting. But we did learn what the tastes are from each region. Now, like obviously in the Highlands, it's such a massive area. The tastes are going to vary a lot. In fact, our tour guide Connor said that some of the distilleries in the Highlands are 200 miles apart. So those tastes are going to like ebb and flow. And he's like, it's very much distillery by distillery there. So now we know sort of what we're getting into when we go up there. If we pass them, we're like, you know what? We're in the Highlands. I liked the Highland Scotch whiskey. Let's stop. Because whiskey on a cold and rainy day would probably be really nice. I feel like that would just hit the spot. Like, I'm understanding how these people survive winter here.
It's pretty normal to get fish and chips here in the UK, but Scotland, England, Wales, all of it. You can get fish and chips everywhere. And most of the time it's pretty good fish and chips. So we stopped in the local fish shack, got some fish and chips. They also gave us some fish cakes as well. We've already gnawed off of those as well. So I got the haddock. They had all sorts of different fish in there. Super good. Like, you can put salt vinegar on there. You can add ketchup if you want. If you come to Scotland, the UK, England, wherever in this vicinity, you have to get fish and chips. Like, it is just a must. It's my favorite meal. I love this. I would eat this every day, but I shouldn't. Look at that. It's pretty tender. The batter's really good. Yeah, it's just a good fish and chips. And chips, by the way, it's French fries. Chips.
I think we should just start out with what is known as the second official drink of Scotland, or the second, I guess it's an unofficial drink of Scotland. So there's whiskey.
There is whiskey.
Without an E, Whisky. And then there's Irn Bru. I want to say it's Irn Bru, or is it Irn Bru?
Irn Bru. And listen, when you walk into grocery stores, you will see displays of this stuff. And this is a limited edition special Nessie version.
So we got 4 different ones to try today. We got the usual, the original.
Irn Bru.
This is what you see everywhere. And then Chris found this little special edition, original recipe from 1901. 1901, this recipe is 124 years old. And then we have the unicorn tears. And if you don't know, like we just found out recently, the unicorn is the official animal of Scotland. And I love their sense of humor in saying, like, these are unicorn tears. Like, how Scottish can you get? I love that.
And then,
maybe more Scottish, actually.
And then we have Nessie Nectar.
Aren't these names great?
I'm excited about these, but we're going to go from order. So, look.
We'll try the one that's the most popular, the most common, just the original.
Yes.
But not like the original recipe one.
You can find these in any grocery store. Everything in this segment you can find in grocery stores. And we've got some disclaimers coming up. But first, let's do a taste test of Irn Bru and see if it holds up to our American taste buds.
We're leaving Scotland in just a day or two, and we've never tried Irn Bru.
People can't go without it. All right, Sarah, crack it open.
Let's see what this is all about. Sort of a orange smell.
Just kind of like sort of whisking it like wine. Good.
Orange bubblegum?
Really?
I kid you not. It tastes like orange bubblegum. It's a secret recipe. And I saw on one of the cans that it's like, what makes it special is it's unidentifiable. Like most people cannot distinguish what are these flavors in here. And this has been going on for like 124 years. So I don't know what they're putting in it.
Hang on.
What is it? You've got to try it. It tastes like orange bubblegum. Creamsicle?
Yeah, it's got a little creamsicle. It's
really
orange.
creamy.
It's an orangey. It tastes like what's that? Cream soda, a little bit.
Yeah, it tastes a little bit like cream soda,
Okay.
but with an orange infusion.
So if you have like a little orange taste bud inside you, you're like, hey, I like orange. You may like this. It's not overtly orange. It is just as a hint.
It'd make a good float, like with ice cream, like a root
Yes,
beer float
I
with
agree with
Irn
that.
Bru. That would be good.
All right.
All right, let's try the original. Now they're calling this a vintage.
This is the vintage version.
There is an orange color to it. If you pour it out in the glass, it's orange. Are they different?
Hang on, wait. They're slightly different. This one has more. I don't even know how to put my finger on that.
Sharper, less creamy, more creamy. This has more of a watery. I guess they're technically all water based. They're not cream based because they're not milky, but this one has more of a like watery based flavor.
We're gonna do a rating of these and let you know which version you should pick up.
This one's worth trying. Like if you want like a sugary.
Yeah, but that's so basic. Everybody has that.
Granted, this one is also. Wait, these are both full sugar, right? Yeah. Okay, so these are both really full sugar. Now we could only find the unicorn tears and the Nessie nectar in sugar free. So I'm not sure. That's gonna probably change the taste a little bit.
All right.
Unicorn tears.
Unicorn tears.
Legend editions. I love that name. Extra taste.
Oh, that's got a little zang to it. I like that. I like unicorn tears.
It's driving me crazy because I cannot put my finger on what is that taste. I don't necessarily like eating things if I don't know what's in it.
It's unicorn tears.
It's intriguing.
This one has a little. I feel like this one has a little zang to it. Little zest.
They're so similar. I can't tell the difference.
Nessie nectar.
Now, so satisfying. I want to say that this one, it took us several stops to find it. And Chris asked about it. He asked the people at the convenience stores and stuff, like, do you have the Nessie nectar? And they said, we keep selling out.
Yeah.
So this one, I have high expectations that this one's good. Maybe it's just the branding because it is a fun can.
Well, and we saw billboards around Glasgow with Nessie nectar on it. So let's see.
That's how we knew to look for it.
Maybe
different?
Maybe a little fruitier. But yeah, I want to taste the unicorn tears again. Yeah, it's fruitier.
This is. Hold on. I had it. I know that taste.
Is it Fanta?
Is it Fanta? Yes, it's that other unidentifiable flavored drink. No, it's an actual, like, you're definitely right. It's definitely fruitier.
All right.
Is it cherry? No.
That's not cherry. All right, so...
Only two of these have sugar, and I feel like I already have a sugar high.
All right, so out of the four, which one would you rate number one?
I think I like just the regular old Irn Bru, not the vintage original recipe. This one, it's creamier.
Yeah, this one's forgettable.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. I think the can's cool. I like the vintage looking inspired can.
I think I actually really enjoyed the unicorn tears.
Can I try these two sides?
Yeah, let's try them side by side.
This actually reminds me of sour gummies a little bit. It's not sour, but it reminds me of gummy bears or something. The Nessie. I think that's what it is. Because I love like M&S. I love their Cullen the Caterpillar sour gummies.
Oh yeah.
We didn't put those in this video, but those are my favorite like cycling snack.
For our American friends, they have a grocery store over here called M&S, and they have this caterpillar that everybody loves. It's a candy, cake, chocolate.
He's a sugar mascot. Like they make all sorts of snacks out of Cullen, and I loved his little gummies, little sour gummies.
I'm going to change my vote. I'm going to go more for the Nessie. The Nessie isn't as sweet as the Unicorn Tears. Wait, I like this. I like the Nessie.
All right.
Hey, if you came here to see what we thought of Irn Bru, you're welcome. Next up from the grocery store is something that we let expire in our fridge, so this may not be the best taste test.
Not something you want to have expire in your fridge.
And
it's 2 days expired. And it was a Best Buy, not don't eat after kind of expiration date.
And it's the Scotch egg. We already split one up for the B-roll footage. But this is the Scotch
what they
egg.
look like. And a Scotch egg, I think I read traditionally is eaten cold, which is how we're going to eat it. But you can also get them warm now. And all it is it's a sausage fried hard-boiled egg. So there's a hard-boiled egg in the center.
It's deep fried, right? Like, is that?
I don't know if it's deep fried. I think it's just breaded, and it's just like a sausage breading, right?
Me being American thinks I shouldn't deep fry everything, but yeah. So it's an egg.
That's meaty.
So that's an egg inside, hard-boiled. All right. So
I'm gonna take one big bite. I'm not sure I love it, but I don't think it's because I don't like the dish. I think it's because it's a 2-day-old refrigerated grocery store Scotch egg. So I feel like that didn't do it justice.
You know what?
By the time we knew we were going to film this video, we couldn't find Scotch eggs anywhere anymore, like in a cafe or like a store. Like we couldn't find them anywhere except for the grocery store. So that's why we did it this way. They are available a lot of places. Like I said, this is like the last couple days we're here in Scotland. I think it's a cool idea. I could see, on your way to work, grabbing a coffee and a Scotch egg as your breakfast in the morning because it's got a little sausage, a little extra protein in the egg. Mm-hmm. It's compact, it's portable. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I think the egg, I hardly even tasted the egg over the sausage and the breading.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's
I like the idea. I'd like to go try it again sometime.
You know what? High in protein. And if you like hard-boiled egg, this is right up your alley.
I do. I love eggs. Like, I really do. So, on to the next thing. Next up are two of my favorite things in Scotland. And they are so simplistic, but they're so good, and they are all over.
Now, mind you, you can find these in England, all over the UK, but we found these in Scotland.
Now, shortbread is historically very Scottish. In fact, Mary, Queen of Scots, loved shortbread. So she I think she popularized it, right? Like, I read that. Like, she loved having it as a sweet treat. And so it just sort of took off. It's if you've never had shortbread, it is a very simple treat. It's just flour, sugar, and butter. It's all the good.
Can't go wrong.
Stuff. Yeah. So you can get it all over the place. I actually, in all the shortbread we tried, I really like M&S's. Like, we got several of these things at M&S. Theirs is pretty good. It's pretty standard. It's like the shortbread fingers. And then along those same lines is the Millionaire bar.
Oh, gosh. I love the Millionaire bar.
The Millionaire's bar is sort of like a fancy shortbread, hence the name. It's got the shortbread on the bottom, and it's got a caramel type filling, and then it's got chocolate on top. So it's 3 layers, still very simple, and you will see these everywhere. Now, I don't think they're necessarily just Scottish, but they are all over Scotland. Like, you can hardly go into a coffee shop without finding a Millionaire's bar. And since we're doing shortbread, which is very Scottish traditionally, we thought, let's do another variation of it because it is really good and it is everywhere. So you could do the fancy shortbread.
The fancy. You can feel like a millionaire.
It is heavy.
This is from a coffee shop in Glasgow that we stopped at. Now, you can go to the grocery store and buy your basic Millionaire bar.
The caramel feeling kind of varies from bar to bar. So there is a little variation, but the shortbread, even the shortbread changes a little bit. But this one looks pretty classic to me. Let me hear you try it. Sorry.
Should prick it too.
Yeah. So if you get it from a coffee shop or something, you're definitely more likely to get homemade versus like a grocery store. It's going to be made there or somewhere very close by. Recently made, not packaged and sold and shipped. This is good. The caramel filling is almost, this one's creamy or almost custard. Tastes kind of like a custard.
Really?
Well, I mean, a little bit.
And these are what the shortbread kind of look like.
Even shortbread fingers.
Yeah, these are the fingers. You can dip it in coffee if you'd like. I don't know if they dip it in tea. Maybe they don't dip it at all.
I don't think they dip it. It's pretty sugary.
I would dip it, but
If you don't put sugar in your coffee, that'll do it. I love shortbread. They're so simple. I always make them at Christmas time too. So good.
it's like a great sugar cookie.
Yeah, they did a little like sugar sprinkle topping on top. So good. All right. If we missed something, and I know we did, there's a few things like Clutie dumpling. We really want to try that. There's a couple other like foods and treats and that kind of thing that we didn't get to try in Scotland because we could not find it. Let us know what we missed. We will always be back. If you haven't heard us say that, we're going to definitely be back in Scotland in the next year. So let us know what your favorite foods are and also where to try them.
Yeah, because maybe we should do another food tour taste test because, you know, we can't go wrong.
These are just traditional foods I feel like you have to try in Scotland that we had a lot of people recommend. So I know there's more out there. You'll tell us what you love. All right. See you next time.
For behind the scenes and extra content, you can head on over to our Patreon community. Otherwise, be sure to follow on Instagram or like and subscribe here. It really helps creators like us.